are having an incredible senior year at Pepperdine.
Oh boy.
You then enter the 2018 draft where you're drafted by the Chicago Red Stars with I have it with the 19th pick. Okay, sister girl. So we are both then, I was drafted by Boston. Boston folded. Chicago drafted me. We are drafted to Chicago together. That experience was definitely a whirlwind. I will definitely.
You're describing it.
I mean, being stuck in the showers. There was a lot to that. So I just want you to kind of chat about one. You made the decision when we found out that we pretty much weren't going to be signed and that wasn't going to happen, and our rights would still be held in Chicago even if we didn't sign. They still held our rights.
We were dead, essentially.
Yes, we were. Yes, exactly.
So you're saying that they were going to give you no money to live, but then not let you go anywhere and not let you play anywhere else. So, okay,
yes.
Got it. Just wanted to clarify that. Okay.
I'm just going to hand the mic over to you and just kind of talk about your experience, because you, with a blink of an eye, had an aha moment of, I can get an English passport. I'm getting an English passport. Golly, passport, and I'm piecing. So talk a little bit how, what happened, how you got your passport, then you went overseas. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Well, at first so obviously coming into Chicago was an experience, very unique experience. But like you said, the cards started to fall where they were going to be for the rest of the season. And like, I jokingly would tell my parents, and hopefully this isn't taken wrong by the listeners, I'm like, but I won't be signed unless someone drops dead. Like, that's just the reality of it. They have a set roster limit. I am fresh meat. Like, it does not matter. I mean, you knew what it was like, unless it was like a national team replacement situation, but then that was a temporary contract. So it like kind of counts. I don't know. But I don't know if you remember this memory, and hopefully this isn't weird sharing it, but when we were asked to step aside post training and sit down on the bench.
Yep. I do remember that.
Yeah. That for me was like,
that was your turning point.
That was it. And then we had that moment in the parking lot together when you and I both kind of broke down, and I hope I'm not sharing too much.
Oh no, share it all.
We're open here, girl. We're open here.
And when you called your mom, I'm like sitting there like trying to console you, and I'm like, why am I trying to console when this is our situation? Like, we need to fix it. Like like something has to change. And so like it weirdly enough, like it hit me through us being together at times, like where we're just like, what are we doing? Yeah. And so that kind of, those were like the two defining moments for me. And then obviously, like you said, my mom's passport situation. I actually sent the wrong documents over because I sent over her naturalization paperwork, not her birth certificate. So I got her birth certificate in this process as well. But it happened so quickly. I mean, I applied and I thought, you know how it is with any government agency, it usually takes like a month to do something or anything. I got it like within 2 weeks. And then I kind of was like, I guess I'm going. And, looking back on it, Joe, I bet you probably felt the same way, but it felt like a failure when I was in Chicago, and that's deeply personal because it just felt that way.
We were drafted and then we were, it felt, I completely.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of knocks you down a few pegs, makes you question, like, what am I doing? And then when this opportunity came up, it was actually really special and probably meant for the better. And the training sessions were really good in Chicago, but I think I needed game experience at that point. And so that decision just kind of made itself. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that was like the first ever fully professional season for the Super League. So formerly it was like part-time. And so most of the women were working at a wage that wouldn't sustain them not having another job, just like the NWSL. And then the second year that I was there as well was when we got the title sponsor, Barclays. And so it was just like the Premier League. And then now you're seeing it really a lot all over the place. And I'm telling you, exponentially grown within like literally 3 years, I want to say. So I, in retrospect, obviously I felt like a failure. But I think a door was open that was necessary. And Joe, I wish you were able to go over with me. You would have loved it. It was so technical though. Like, I'm not even kidding you. You would have just like loved, I don't know how to explain it, like the style of play, just in
Yeah.
terms of like keeping the ball, getting the ball. Like, it was just very soccer IQ forward, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
I laugh that I like always wish that I was like English.
Yeah,
Like,
you
So-
should have just feigned it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have worked for you so well. But
yeah.
I mean, like, I felt like I was pretty technical at the time as a rookie. But then when you get put with like other technical players, you're like, well, that's not my specialty anymore. So like, how do I adapt? So like, I think it helped me grow again as a player in terms of also understanding like more of the tactical side in addition to like the physical and technical. So overall, at the time I was kicking and screaming and
Yeah.
really upset about it, but
I think obviously like hindsight is 2020, but like for me, I look back and I'm like, I was coming off my fifth year when I got drafted. I was coming off my 2 ACLs. So for me, even though I thought I was probably 100% game ready, I actually still needed like a lot of training time. So like by the time that I look back and I'm like, okay, well, that was maybe the crappy situation that a professional soccer player could be in. Then I was like, you know what? I had an amazing host family. I was able to actually train and, hopefully that set me up for Orlando when I did start and I did play.
yeah.